Brittany B, and I am a determined member of the New Jersey Orange chapter. I will be competing in the category of Declamation, and I will be reciting an excerpt from Oprah Winfrey's 2007 Commencement speech at Howard University. Many of you already know of Oprah Winfrey. She started out as a television reporter and a talk show host. However, she is so much more than that. She is empowering, a big helper, and a very generous person. Oprah got to where she is today because she didn't let anyone stand in the way of her goals. When others were saying that she was too big, too black, too this and too that, she didn't let them stop her because she knew that God had a plan for her. Today, Oprah is known worldwide. I chose this speech because it made me realize that everyone is here for a reason. At first, I thought that I didn't have a reason or a purpose in life. But Oprah's empowering speech made me realize that every one of us has a calling and that God has got my back. Now I present to you an excerpt from Oprah Winfrey's 2007 Commencement speech at Howard University. You are in really good hands because God has got your back. All you need to do is know who you are. And I know you know who you are. Because I have, as a part of my Harpo production team, 2 former graduates of Howard who came with me today. And all the way here, they were telling me that when you leave Howard, one thing you will know for sure is who you are. Because Howard teaches you to define yourself by your own terms, not by somebody else's definition. So here are a few things I want you to know that I know for sure. Don't be afraid. All you need to know is who you are, because there is no such thing as failure. What other people label or might try to call failure, I have learned that it's just God's way of pointing you in a new direction. Every one of us has a calling. There is a reason why you are here. I know this for sure. And that reason is greater than any degree. It is greater than any paycheck. And it is greater than anything anybody can tell you that you are supposed to do. Your real job is to find out what that reason is and get about the business of doing it. Your calling isn't something that somebody can tell you about. It's what you feel. It's a part of your life force. It's that thing that gives you juice. The thing that you are supposed to do. And nobody can tell you what it is. You know it inside yourself. You know, I come from good stock. Dr. Swigert was mentioning my grandmother who had a dream for me. And her dream was not a big dream. Her dream was that one day I could grow up. She used to say, I want you to grow up and get yourself some good white folks. Because my grandmother was a maid. And she worked for white folks her whole life. And her idea of having a big dream was to get some white folks who treated her with some dignity. Who showed her a little bit of respect. And she used to say, I want you to. I hope you grow up and get some white folks that are kind to you. And I regret that she didn't live past 1963. To see that I did grow up and get myself some really good white folks working for me. Oh yes, so have no fear. Have no fear. God has got your back. And sometimes, we find out what we are supposed to be doing by doing the things we are not supposed to do. So don't expect the perfect job that defines your life's work to come along next week. And if that happens, take the blessing and run with it. But if not, be grateful to be on the path where you eventually want to live. I spent 8 years in Baltimore, and I knew that those years in Baltimore that I was unhappy being a television news reporter. But the voice of my father, who thought he knew what I was supposed to do, was in my head. He said to me, "Don't give up that job, girl. You are never going to make $25,000 in 1 year." That's my father's dream for me. But God could dream a bigger dream than you can dream for yourself. So I tried to live in the space of God's dream. And the television executives told me when I was in Baltimore that that it was too much. That I was too big and that I was too black. They told me that I was too engaged, that I was too emotional, I was just too much for the news. So they put me on a talk show one day, just to run out my contract. And that is the beginning of my story. So I say, even when things are difficult, be grateful. Honor your calling. Don't worry about how successful you will be. Don't worry about it. Focus on how significant you can be in service, and the success will take care of itself. Your values. You are defined by what you stand for. Your integrity is not for sale. Through your presence here today, you come from a long line of giants whose shoulders you stand on. Giants who graduated from this school, and giants who never made it to school. I believe in the words of Jimmy Baldwin, "Your crown has been paid for, so put it on your head and wear it." Your crown has been paid for. And so, as you walk forth from this place, these hallowed grounds today, the most important lesson I can offer you from my own life is that in order to remain successful, is to continue to wear that crown. And as you walk through this path of privilege, you must not forget the less privilege you left behind. So I beseech you to go forth and serve. Serve first yourself. Honor your calling. Do what you are supposed to do. Honor your family, your creators, your ancestors. And as you walk through this path of privilege, you must not forget the less privileged you leave behind. Once again, my name is Brittany B, and I am now an empowered member of the New Jersey Orators Orange Chapter.